Good morning. It's 8:31 on the 24th day of March in 2023. If we thought that last year was full of crises, this year is even fuller, if they can be, and if that's grammatically correct, which it isn't, I'm sure, but still. All I'm really pleased about is that I'm sitting in the heart of where new thinking about governance was formulated with Tom Paine, and that's the White Hart Hotel in Lewis, where he formulated the rights of man and other of his books before he went off to America and fomented the American Revolution. And there is a sign outside on this hotel that says it's the cradle of American independence, and so it is, because the colonists were about to give up when our Tom went out and said, if you expect either the king or parliament to be on your side and relieve you of taxes, then you're mistaken. And strangely enough, what are we newspaper headlines? At least one newspaper headline this morning is no tax cuts in 2023. The thing is, I don't think that we've got anything to break away from. We are the mother country, and as such, we were punching above our weight then, and we're finding it difficult to punch above our weight right now. Anyway, that's another thought, another day, and let's see. We got a comment already. Rupert Lloyd Thomas, greetings, Keith, he says. Well, there we go. Good morning, Rupert. We're looking forward to actually getting you back on Mirador, because there's lots of stuff in the archives showing who you are, what you've done, particularly that epic journey across Canada in a smart car. So Rupert is a staunch media man in Lewis, a staunch man to make sure that there is no bias one way or the other. In other words, keep it all clean and free. So good to have you along this morning, Rupert, and we look forward to talking to you in the not too distant future. So there we go. That's a good start to the day, and I suppose actually one of the things that we do is we just do we? I don't know. I think you have to stay there for a little while, Rupert. But let's take a look now at the news headlines, because, as I said, the first headline is from the Eye, and it goes to the heart of what bothers us all, I suppose, and that is taxes. And what are we in for now, or are not out for? Because I said to you yesterday, people say, oh, well, why do you bother with things like the interest rates, and particularly those in America and so on and so forth? Well, the fact of the matter is, I keep on trying to point out, it actually affects all of us. And the question of taxes is very sensitive and keen on, and I think that. Oh no, that's to do with pensions. I think that we've got a little thing to talk about taxes. No, we haven't. No, I thought we had, but. The Eye says that because of interest rates, and the Bank of England is going to increase interest rates. We've had traditionally very, very low interest rates for the Bank of England over a decade, and now everything's going haywire, and to contain inflation, they're having to keep increasing. And there were some very brave protestations just a couple of weeks or so ago about how inflation was conquered and it was all coming down and it was all going to be all right again. And then the Fed, the American central bank, it raised its rates, and that sends alarm bells through every banking community and every civilized society, actually. And particularly since we also had the crisis in Switzerland, with the Credit Suisse, to all intents and purposes, going bust. Alarm bells are ringing in the halls of the financial institutions, and as a consequence, they are suddenly having to act, and it's suddenly going to impact on us. No major tax cuts planned for 2023, and public spending increases also being off the table, as the interest rate is raised to 4.25%. The paper says, this is the Eye, says hundreds of thousands of homeowners who cannot afford to remortgage onto fixed rates now face increases of almost £400 a year, with some set to be charged at 8.48%. So if you're a homeowner, you've got a mortgage, all this is going to impact on you, I'm afraid. Now the Metro, it goes on to something totally different. It's got Harvest of Horror, and what it's on about is that a Nigerian politician and his wife are facing jail over a kidney swap plot. The pair were found guilty in a trial at the Old Bailey in London in the first case of its kind in the UK. A jury decided Senator Ike Ekewerende, age 60, and his wife Beatrice, and a modern and the middleman conspired to smuggle a victim from Lagos to London to harvest their victim's kidney in order to save the politician's sick daughter. Oh, dear. So Harvest of Horror is, but you know, the funny thing is, it's one of those things that we never talk about. But in several wars, and one I'm particularly aware of is the war in Kosovo, is both sides had people charged after it ended with harvesting the innards, if you like, is the key instruments like heart, kidney, etc., out of people that they had captured from the opposition. And apparently it's very, very lucrative. The thing is that I suppose that if you're the winner, you don't mention these things. If you're the loser, then you get called a criminal and all sorts of things. But certainly harvesting is no new thing. The Financial Times, God bless it, his TikTok chief struggles to fend off a United States ban in front of a hostile Congress. Incidentally, of course, one would expect the Financial Times also mentions the Bank of England lifting interest rates to 4.25%, despite banking turmoil and market volatility. But the main story it's got is TikTok's chief executive, Xu Zhiqiu, told hostile US politicians that the video app would be kept free from any manipulation by any government. The Chinese-owned app is facing a potential ban in America over data security concerns. He appeared yesterday to answer questions of American politicians, and neither side was very happy. So there you are. If you've got TikTok, be careful. You never know who's watching you. But secondly, it may just disappear. The Daily Express. Here's hoping bank chiefs' optimism for the UK economy. Well, let's go back to the Bank of England, because this Daily Express, which traditionally is government supporter, so it tries to look on the bright side when it comes to government issues. The Express takes a more positive approach to the interest rates hitting a 14-year high by leaning on Bank of England Governor Andrew Bailey being more optimistic that things may be getting better for the UK's economy. The front page also celebrates footballer Harry Kane, who has overtaken Wayne Rooney as England's all-time leading goal scorer following his penalty against Italy on Thursday. Oh, that was yesterday. I didn't know that we played. I'll have to check the sports pages. So that's that story. Sorry, I seem to be shrinking this morning. And why not? The Daily Mirror is a new football scandal. Why is the Premier star still playing after rape and assault claims? And basically, it says that there's a new football scandal as an unnamed footballer who is accused of raping two women and facing a third sex allegation is still playing for a Premier League club. The paper goes on to say women's charities, including Women and Women's Aid, have said this risks minimizing violence against women. I suppose it's indeed. Why not? I think that's. Shall we go back for a moment to the Bank of England? Because the Daily Telegraph says Labour plots a tax raid on savings and investments. Remember that the Telegraph is traditionally a right-wing magazine, a right-wing newspaper, and so you have to take that in your assessment of what it's saying. But Labour's deputy leader Angela Rayner makes the front page because she criticised Prime Minister Rishi Sunak for paying a lower rate of tax than most working people. The paper reports that she suggested that Labour should focus on raising tax on savings and investments. The party says it has no current plans to raise capital gains tax, but has not ruled out a change in the future. So there you are. If you've got something to flog, it's going to see a healthy profit. Watch out. Now, the thing that bothers me is this woke lot. I mean, they really do bother me. And why are they able to command so much attention? I have absolutely no idea, none whatsoever. But its headline says, Fury at woke barristers refusing to prosecute eco warriors. And what it says is 120 top legal professionals are accused of undermining the legal system in the UK by preparing to sign a declarations of conscience, vowing to refuse their services in prosecuting protesters from eco groups such as Just Stop Off or Just Stop Oil and Extinction Rebellion. They will also refuse to act on behalf of clients involved in all oil and gas on the grounds that they are destroying the environment, the paper reports. Now, it's with all due respect, but they're as bad as the wokes themselves. A society cannot go forward. It cannot go forward. And it cannot retain its civilization if it doesn't have rule of law. Now, it may well be that all the things that these barristers think or say is they have good grounds for doing so. But the fact is that they are a very significant and important part of the judicial system. And what their personal beliefs are shouldn't come into it. What they're doing is they are breaking the golden rule of going against rule of law. It is the law, and therefore it should stand. The challenge must be done in a proper way, not by this arbitrary decision. And that is what's the trouble with our society, is we are encouraged to make arbitrary decisions. Let me buy a packet of Wrigley's, chew it, stick it in my trousers, and I'll plant myself on some highway or other, so they can't actually pick me up and throw me off. Now, that's just not right. It is not right. We are a free democracy, and we're as free as any there are today, and that's under threat, and likely to be more under threat if these woke people have their way. And the barristers must accept that they are part of rule of law, and go on accordingly and fight whatever it is that they think is unjust, or needs changing from within, but not join the arbitrary, we don't like this, so we think we'll do this, that, and the other. No, we don't care. Is what we're doing is we're saying this is wrong. So what we'll do is we'll take a wrong decision ourselves. We'll actually follow a wrong path. Well, how many times in school have we ever hear the old thing is two wrongs don't make a right? And that's becoming truer and truer. So we're not very happy of this declaration of conscience. Right. The Times. Council tax tops £2,000 as rates rise for an 11th time. Here we are, back to the Bank of England. So you didn't think that this sort of story was going to impact on you? Aha! Well, council tax tops £2,000 as rates rise for 11th time. And this is the take of the Times on it. The Times warns households are facing more financial pain as mortgage bills will rise, cost of living payments will end, and the average council tax will exceed £2,000 for the first time. The paper also mentions the BBC's decision to stop filming the current series of Top Gear following presenter Andrew Freddie Flintoff's crash in December. The man who brought the Terminator to life asks, have killer machines taken over the world? Well, that's the Star, of course. And it is saying, have killer machines taken over the world, alongside a graphic of a scary-looking robot skeleton with red eyes. The paper explains the mastermind behind the famous Terminator franchise now fears clever AI, that's artificial intelligence, may have secretly taken over the world without us realizing it. Well, we in a funny sort of way, in a comical sort of way, we've been warning about this for quite some time with our Triffid series, which I will try to bring back. In that series, just to explain who the Triffids were, the Triffids were a plant animal, if you like, or a humanoid plant, created in the 1950s by top sci-fi writer John Wyndham. And essentially, they are a plant that produces oil. And mankind proliferates them and plants them, and they're very happy to take the oil product. But then there is a starburst, and most people go blind, and the Triffids take the opportunity to take over the world. And indeed, mankind is shunted to the back. And it's some years, I may say, before the Triffids are defeated. And our thesis is that they never were defeated. They just went into hiding, ready to strike again. And that they are now beginning to stir in their various nests around the country and around the world because computers are taking over. And they're beginning to realize that mankind are so dependent upon computers that it's a great weakness. So what the Star, the Daily Star is saying is, have these machines taken over the world without us even realizing it? Now, I don't think that there are killer machines striding the streets, so don't let me be an alarmist. What I do think is that computers have now taken over a great deal of the authority of mankind in some of our key industries, and the financial industry is pretty key. Gone are the high street banks, gone are the ATMs, right? What have come in is computers. And when you deal with a bank now, you don't even deal with a person, you deal with a computer. Well, the computer doesn't get it right most of the time. And as a consequence, it, for instance, will send letters harassing people in their 80s for non-payment, only to find out that they did pay, but they didn't perhaps make it quite as obvious because they lack knowledge about how to operate a computer. And it is frightening. It is absolutely frightening the way, and nobody is aware. Nobody seems to be aware. Parliament doesn't do anything about it. It's too busy eating fruit cake, Christmas cake, champagne, getting its knickers into a twist over absolute nonsense. And the people who run the financial industry, particularly the retail financial industry, are pretty naughty people, because they allow the computer to make the decision. If you're lucky enough to have a high street branch and you go in and you say, "Hello, I'm £1.50 over my overdraft level. Can I wait until tomorrow?" It's, "Oh, well, we'll have to check with head office." They punch all your details into the computer. It goes back to denied. And that's it. No argument, no nothing. Never was it that when it was in charge of humans. But those are the things which need sorting out. The computer has taken over, and it's soulless. It doesn't care whether you're a newborn babe or whether you're a 100-year-old man. It doesn't care. And as a consequence, the banks don't care, and the credit card companies don't care, and the remote sales companies don't care. The Amazons of this world don't care. And now the Sainsbury's of this world don't care. Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear, oh dear. When are we going to wake up to realize that slowly any authority that mankind had is being eroded, and that we are not masters of our own destiny anymore? Dear. Where are we? It's 8:53. I think one of the things that you would like to know is what it's going to be like to outside today. Well, there we go. Oh, here I am, I hope. And in 5 minutes' time, we're going to say toodle pip to you for half an hour, as we normally do now. But let me just finish off this half hour with my appeal for Parkinson's. Good morning. This is Mirador Television, and this is totally unscheduled. Behind this picture of Parkinson's disease is me. And what's more, I've got Parkinson's. Oh, yes, I have. And that's why I thought I was just pottering around this morning. And if you try to see me picking something up, it's hilarious. Absolutely hilarious. I have to flip it against the wall so that I can get some leverage. It doesn't matter what it is, whether it's my computer, whether it's a pin, whether it's a pen. or whether it's a £5 note. That's a rarity in itself. But I just wanted to have a quick word to make an appeal on behalf of Parkinson's and Parkinson's sufferers. Is I don't want you to send me any money or this station any money. We're very bad at handling money. We get ourselves into all sorts of trouble trying to handle money. And please send some donations to Parkinson's, because it is the forgotten. It is the forgotten disease, and it's debilitating, and it's frightening, and it's scary. A lot of famous people have had it. Billy Graham, Michael J. Fox, Muhammad Ali, the Big In, whose name I remembered a moment ago and I've forgotten now. That's a sign of Parkinson's. You start to get a little bit of dementia. Not a great deal, but some. But Neil Diamond. There are lots of famous people who have Parkinson's, and I know a few who fight it. That's the point. It's really a positive way of thinking. I am very positive. It ain't going to get me. I've had it for almost 10 years now. And yes, I'm worse now 10 years later than I was 10 years ago. But I'm still not as bad as everybody thought I would be. Yeah, I shuffle. I have difficulty walking. I don't have difficulty holding a glass of wine or a pint, I'll tell you that. But basically, I look at it in a very positive way, because each morning when I take a pill, which I have to take, I say to Parkinson's, bugger off. Just get away from me. Go away. And it does for a day. I'm able to function almost normally. I get up at 5:30 in the morning. I'm 83. I get up at 5:30 in the morning. I've got Parkinson's. I get myself ready. Off I go. And I start a television. Well, I start preparing a television thing at about 7:15. Sorry. Yeah, I get up at 5:15. At 7:15 in the morning at the White Hart Hotel in Lewes, and then at 8:30 I go on the air. Okay, it's only on the internet, it's only on broadband, it's only on social media, but nonetheless it gets to enough people to count. And I run a television operation, a television channel. And I often say, come on, get behind Parkinson's. This one is specific. Get behind Parkinson's. That's what I'm saying to you. Get behind Parkinson's. Let's see if we can. There. Right. That's what's happening to the inside of the body. Even though on the outside it doesn't look too bad. At least for some. Some people shake. Some people have difficulty lifting their feet. Some people have all sorts of manifestations of Parkinson's. But basically, I tell it to bugger off. And then I spend 3 hours in front of the camera each morning, steering through all sorts of people with all sorts of interesting things. For what? 3,000 people? Only probably about 50 watching at any given time. But does it matter? No, it does not, because I believe passionately in what I do. And in believing passionately what I do, I'm able to shut off the fact that I've got Parkinson's. So please, what I'm saying to you is, there's no formal appeal. They don't even know I'm doing it. Please send money to Parkinson's. Yeah, you can send £3 to a puppy, or you can see £3 to a lion, or you can see £3 to a child in distress, and all those things are very worthy. But Parkinson's does tend to hit you later in life, and it's just oldies that get forgotten a lot of the time. Well, we ain't forgotten. We have a voice, and we make it heard every day, and I make it heard to Parkinson's. Bugger off, I tell it, and it helps. I don't know that it buggers off totally. No, it doesn't. Of course it doesn't. I've still got it. But I do take a positive attitude towards it. And I would ask you to take a positive attitude towards it. Just send them a few bob. That's all. That's all, just to help the research. This one I saw where if I started to do Irish jigs, it would help. Well, if that's the sort of research that's being done, God bless it. Why not? Let's try an Irish jig. Not right now. It's breakfast time. Anyway, this is Keith Hayes of Mirador Television saying to you, please, 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 will you consider giving some cash to Parkinson's? Give it a go. It's a disease that is forgotten. largely in the welter of publicity that you can get about all the diseases that hit people. But some famous people have had it, and some famous people have fought it to the bitter end. I'm going to fight it to the bitter end. Have I got another week? Have I got another day? Have I got another year? Have I got another decade? Oh, God help everybody if I have. But I'm going to fight it. For as long as I've got left, I'm going to fight it. Why don't you help me? Run alongside me. All right? Give it a little bit of something. Even if you just wake up in the morning and tell Parkinson's to bugger off. I would urge you, don't forget it. That's the main thing. Toodle pip. Well, there we go. That's Parkinson's, and I would ask you to think about giving it some support. Right, that's the end of the first half hour. We're going to take a half-hour break, and then we will be back to chat about other things. And at 10:30 or so, we will have Melissa Winton, Melissa Conti on from New York, giving us a view of what's happening in America. And with this recent rate rise, undoubtedly she'll have something to tell us about that. But also, Melissa is well, she's taking her degree. She's a former journalist. She still is a journalist, really. She's taking her degree in helping people who, and particularly children, who have problems similar to Parkinson's, I suppose. And she has made it her business to make sure that she brings us up to date and keeps us up to date with what's going on in that field too. So for the moment, toodle pip.